Welcome to AZpedia, and in this video we will talk about a very simple website to check the weather status of your area as well as the whole world. And the name of that simple website is earth.nullschool.com. So to visit that website, open your web browser and type earth null school, press enter, and the first link which appears will be earth.nullschool.net. Click on that link. So on the first visit, the website appears like this, which has these green lines. Basically, these green lines are the wind, and the shade of the green color shows the intensity of wind speed and plus the direction. So you can rotate the globe as per your convenience, and you can check out the wind systems throughout the world, and that is mostly helpful to check whether there are any cyclones generating around the globe, especially in your own area. So this scrolling and the rotation of the earth is done to check the overall wind condition. So here we see in this part of the world slight cyclonic condition is developing. This is near Bering Sea between Russia and Alaska. So these wind conditions are generated on real-time basis, and it's updated after every 3 hours. So this is something cool about this website. So if we see near the Antarctic Ocean, in fact in the Antarctic Ocean we see another cyclonic formation. Now at the first glance, this website looks pretty simple, but this simple website has a world of information in it. First information which you can get very easily is the information about wind. So let's suppose I want to know what is the wind condition in this part of the world. So I will click on it. So after clicking, a green circle appears, and with that some data has appeared here. So this data contains the latitude and longitudinal value along with the wind direction and the wind speed. So here the wind speed is quite high, it's 68 kilometers per hour. So here the value of the wind direction is written as 215 degrees. So let's see how this direction is measured. So the wind direction is assigned from 0 degrees at north to 90 degrees at east to 180 degree in the south and 270 degrees in the west, and higher than 270 up till 359 towards northwest. So that's how you can guess the direction in terms of east, west, north and south. So now let's explore few more wind direction and speed. And the wind speed is 40 kilometers per hour and the wind direction is 295 degrees. That means it is somewhere between northwest. Now here the wind speed is quite slow, it's 13 kilometers per hour, while the direction is 65 degrees, that is towards northeast. Now on land, here it's 4 kilometers per hour, it's comparatively calm situation, and the wind direction is 110 degrees, somewhere between south and east. So we can close this by clicking here, and then when we click this word earth, then we explored the dynamic world which is hidden in this nullschool.net website. So this is the date panel where you are having the data for the current period, that is right now it's 23rd July 2020, and the time is 23 local, that is 11 p.m. And right now the data which is shown here is wind at surface. Then we have the third thing, it's the scale of data. So these different colors will show the different values according to the colors, and the data source is GFS, US National Weather Service. And here this thing, the control, here we can explore the data for the past and the data for future. So the past data is the recorded data, while the future data is predicted by the supercomputers. So these double arrows will take us to 1 day earlier, while this single arrow will take us to 3 hours earlier with the weather situation. This will take us 3 hours ahead, and this will take us 1 day ahead, and from that grid we can select the date of which we want to find out the data. So it's a very rich source of climate data. Now to show this function of animation, let's zoom into any area. By double clicking you can zoom into the map, and with the scroll of your mouse, and even if you are using it on your mobile phone, you can simply pinch zoom. So now after zooming in, we can see that these winds are moving in the form of animation. So we can stop the animation by clicking this triangle. Now the animation has stopped. If we click it again, the animation will start again, and this HD mode will make it more clear. Now I have turned on the HD mode and it's being downloaded. So it takes a bit of time depending upon the internet speed. So this is the HD mode, and we can turn off the HD mode. So if you have a troubled internet connection, it's better to turn off the HD mode, because the normal mode is also kind of enough. Then we have these grid lines on it for each and every meridian and parallel. Here we see a cyclone is being generated in the Indian Ocean near the coast of Madagascar. Here it's Indian Ocean, Madagascar, and near Africa. This mode panel will shift from air mode to ocean surface, and then chemical, then particulates in the air, and space mode. So the ideal one is to have the air mode for general weather condition, and these are for advanced users. Then height, right now the height is on the surface of Earth, and then we can go up to, then these figures are on the basis of the pressure units. So it's according to the height, like the air pressure decreases with the increase in height. So that's why with the increase in height, these pressure values are decreasing. So we can say the 10 hectopascal value is lying at the highest altitude, and then the 71, then 251. So these are according to the height. The decreasing number shows the increasing altitude in the air. So for general weather conditions, the surface condition is ideal. Now this overlay thing is about the different weather elements, different weather aspects. Right now I have the weather, the wind overlay. Here you see these green lines. Now so here I've got the relative humidity layer, and the value is shown over here. So in this green circle, the humidity is 85%, the relative humidity, while if we check it over here, this is somewhere in Iran. So the relative humidity is 8%, since this is a desert. So if we see the Arabian desert, it's again just 12% relative humidity, and if we check over here, it's 99%. This is the region, this is Assam of India, and it receives highest amount of rainfall in the whole world. That's why the humidity is 99%. Then if we move to the rainforest areas of Indonesia, here we see this blue color, the apex measurement. So again, if I click here, it's around 100% humidity. It means that it's raining over there. Next data layer is wind potential density, wind power density, and this data is used to find out how much wind pressure is generated in a given area, and this is useful in installing wind turbines. So the name of every data overlay layer is written when you hover your mouse on that name. So this is convective available potential energy from the surface. This is basically the energy which is required for the water to go up into the sky and form clouds. That's the simple definition. Then this TPW layer is the total precipitable water, that how much water is present in the atmosphere which can form cloud and ultimately which can rain. And then we have this TCW, total cloud water, that how much water is accumulated in the cloud at that particular moment. Then this one, it's mean sea level pressure, the pressure at the sea level. So this MI layer is used to find out the ice layer or the snow cover in the ground. So this is helpful in finding out the condition of very cold areas. Then this layer is the projection layer. So in simple words, we can say this layer will, these projection types will help you to view the earth from different perspectives, different angles and different directions. Then in the last line, this is the about tab, which will redirect you to a new site where all the information are there regarding every feature here. And this is their Facebook link, the Twitter link, the YouTube link and the Instagram link. Then this special button is to take you to the current position, like wherever you are located at the moment. If you click on that, it will redirect you to that position. So if I click this, it will redirect me to my location. So I am located here in Karachi, and then this button is the setting button by which you can select the different languages among 8 languages. So of course English is convenient for me, so I have selected English. Now here I've clicked the temperature and now the values will change. Yeah, you see the map has totally changed and the colors are changed according to this range. So if I click here in this Arabian Peninsula, I find out another value right here. It's 38.6 degrees Celsius on the surface. Then if we come to the Indian Ocean right here and check out the temperature, it's something around 27.8 degrees Celsius. Then on Indian Peninsula we have 24.3 degrees Celsius on the surface. So with this tool, the temperature tool, you can find out the temperature of different areas of the earth, and we can have the global overview by zooming out. So we can find out the overall temperature pattern which is prevailing at the moment throughout the earth. So this is Greenland and it's blue. If I've clicked over here, the temperature is minus 6.8 degrees Celsius, so that's pretty cold there. Here we can notice one thing, that along with the temperature data, the wind is automatically overlaid on it. So wind is basically the main data available on this website. So the wind data is there for along with each and every layer. So let's change the overlay from temperature to relative humidity. So if I click on it, so now on the screen we have the misery index. The layer can be seen here in the data tab, where you will find out which layer is shown. So this is the misery index along with the wind at the surface. So the red color, it shows that over here in the Arabian Sea, it's 31.8 degrees Celsius, the feels like temperature. And then if we see the Himalayas over here, the feel like temperature is 1.6 degrees Celsius, while if we go further north, it's minus 3.6. Now let's explore some of the colder areas of the world. The Arctic Ocean. so it's minus 4.2. In Greenland we see it's minus 12.3. So this is the misery index value. And in the Antarctica, let's close this tab for a while. So in Antarctica we see the misery index is minus 65.9. So it's pretty cold and it has more snow. So the higher value will tell that there are less chances of snow, and the lower value is indicating that there is more snow cover. So this is Antarctica, minus 70.6 degrees Celsius feels like temperature. Now in the Sahara Desert, the value is 40.6, and here 32, here we have 27. So these values are changing according to the different land types. So this layer is 3-hour precipitation accumulation. So we see that what are the areas where we have precipitation or rainfall. So along the Bay of Bengal, right here, and in the Arabian Sea and in Indian Ocean we have more values. So here it's 7.9 millimeters for 3 hours precipitation accumulation. Then over here 8.9 millimeters. Let's check out this Assam region. Here it's 15.9 millimeters, so the value is quite high over here. So this is the Amazon forest area, Amazon rainforest. Let's check out the value here. It's 7.6, then 7.7, 2.3. This is somewhere in Pacific Ocean, 20.6 millimeters. Now I have opened the convective available potential energy layer. So it shows a different pattern. So the higher value is shown in those areas where there are more chances of rainfall. So this potential energy basically takes the air particles upward to form clouds. So wherever the cloud formation chances are more, the chances of rainfall are higher, there the values will be higher. So if we see here, in the Amazon forest the values are quite high. Even in the oceans the potential energy is higher. So we see the value is 1927 joules per kilogram. And then if we look at this part of the world, this is Sahara Desert. So there is very less potential energy in the no cloud formation chances because of dryness in the air. So the value is 0 joules per kilogram. Now we are back to the typical wind layer of Null School website. So let's have a look at some interesting pattern of wind around the globe. Let's close this one. To close this tab, just click on this Earth. Okay, so here we see formation of cyclone and the different wind patterns. Then if we move there, in the Atlantic Ocean, some other patterns of wind are seen. Now this wind pattern will change if we change the height. These are the winds on the surface. If we change the height, the wind patterns will change. Now this particular layer is of wind at 250 hectopascal pressure. So this is some height, and how to know this height, you can click the About tab. When we click that, this window opens. So here the details of Null School is given, and here if we scroll down, so we see the chart which tells that what are the different heights at different pressures. So at 250 hectopascals, roughly around 10,500 meters from the surface, so we have a special type of wind, that is jet streams. So these are fast moving winds. So those winds are visible here. So they form a special pattern, especially they are stronger in the polar and subpolar area. So we see these purple and red lines. These are fast moving jet streams and they have a special pattern. So let's check out the speed here. So it's 251 kilometers per hour. And if we go there somewhere in the middle, it's lesser, 26 kilometers. So these are quite fast moving winds. You can see 135 kilometers per hour. That's why these winds are called as jet streams. So if we go to the North Pole and the subpolar areas, there we see very beautiful patterns of jet streams here. 195 kilometer per hour, then 170. So, and if we change the height, so we will see different other patterns. So this layer is this function of this website is very beneficial for those who study weather and meteorology, especially to the students of geography, where they are studying about different weather conditions. Plus it's a very handy tool and useful website for the researchers of climate and weather conditions of the earth. We can perform a spatial comparison of different elements, different layers over here, and then we can perform the temporal overlay by using this timeline. So this is an extremely useful website. I personally like this website a lot. So I have tried to explain the features of this website in a very brief and short manner. There are still a lot more things to be explored. You can, if you understand the basic things, you can explore the things by yourself, and you will be amazed to see this amazing world in this amazing form, where you can explore the past weather conditions and even check out the future weather conditions which are predicted by supercomputers. I hope you have learned a lot from this tutorial video. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in another video of Azpedia. Thank you for watching.